This is the Real Good Procast with your hosts, Declan DeBarb, Ian Blumenthal, and Marshall Healy.
Welcome back into the Real Good Procast. My name, Declan DeBarb. To my left, Ian Blumenthal. To my right, Marshall Healy. How you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good. How about yourself, Coach?
I'm all right, boys.
What's up? What about you, Marshall?
How's it going, buddy?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm guessing in terms of how we are feeling about our teams, you're feeling better.
Oh, much
especially
better.
with what happened.
I mean, mixed feelings over here, but 100%. Can I just say thank God?
Can I just ask, Mila Kunis or Natalie Dormer?
Natalie Dormer.
Show me Natalie Dormer.
She is so attractive.
Like, what's your opinion on this? Because like,
Not
great,
a good picture of Natalie Dormer.
both terrible movies.
No, Friends of Benefits is not a terrible movie.
Also, Natalie Dormer, better actor than Mila Kunis.
Disagree. Forgetting Sarah Marshall was
Forgetting
a
Sarah
masterpiece.
Marshall, masterpiece, great movie.
That
but
70s show, she was like 14 when she started that. That's pretty good acting for a 14-year-old.
have you seen Game of Thrones? Oh.
Yeah, but like she's just like, I love Joffrey. Just kidding. I love Tommen. I'm dead.
I don't think
Spoiler
that's.
What do you mean? That seems like 2 years old. You don't have to give a spoiler alert if something has been out for more than like 6 months.
Oh, I do like 6 weeks. If a movie's
What
been
is
out for
wrong
6
with both of
weeks,
you?
spoiler alert is out the window.
That's reasonable. Well, no. Once a movie's out of the theater,
Yeah. Okay.
Out on
okay, that's
DVD?
fair. Yeah, out on DVD.
Yes, she is also very attractive. Anyway,
Okay, so
Why
Toronto.
don't we talk about our very attractive centerman in Austin Matthews?
He's so not that hot, but he's so good at hockey.
are you kidding me? That like 3/4 length coat,
My
red
friend
coat?
said no
That's
to him
a
on a
coat.
date.
It's a coat.
Did I ever tell you that?
What?
Have
My
you
friend
told this
said-
story in the
My
pod?
friend said no to him on a date. I don't want to say names because like I don't want.
That's fine. We'll just,
saving-
let's just call her like Isabel.
Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Rebecca
Okay,
is the go-to.
Rebecca is the go-to. Okay.
Okay.
So Rebecca, a friend of mine, said no to Austin Matthews to go on a date. Apparently, it was because, like, it wasn't a date, but like I'm just gonna pretend that he asked her out politely on a date, and then she said no. But it was I don't really know what happened. She didn't explain it in depth, but she just said like, yeah, his like assistant tried to get me like go out with him for dinner one night, and she had a boyfriend, so she said no, and I was like, what is wrong with you and that guy? I would make you go if Rebecca was my girlfriend, I'd be like go, like I'll drive you and take you home.
You cuck. How?
It's
how
Austin Matthews. Look at his contract.
Yeah, buddy.
How long ago was this?
When he was a rookie.
Okay.
It's a running joke last year.
Okay. Fair enough.
But why don't we talk about his new contract? $11.6 million over 5 years. The contract runs through 24.
UFA, and then we're gonna sign him for $13.5 million.
Elliot Friedman
Projection.
called the contract a massive tremor in the hockey world.
Is that a good or a bad thing? I don't really know.
I don't think it's a bad thing in the sense that it's not like it's a ridiculous like Leon just how do you say his last name in Edmonton where it was like what that's gonna screw up
Draisaitl?
the yeah Draisaitl. Like that was a weird contract for him. I don't know. It's not that bad. I think it's good for players. It's good for players. It's not gonna lower what they're
Is
worth.
it though?
Yeah, but it's good for players and it's also good for organizations, depending on if you get injured or not. If you don't get injured, it's good for you because then you can sign a contract because you're gonna like that's theoretically it's gonna be in his peak or like significantly better by that time. And he's gonna sign a new contract for more money.
Yeah.
But if he does get injured in the next 5 years, he's only making money for 5 years, and then he might not play. Like just like theoretically, you get injured, you make a lot less money if you don't play as well anymore. Like when you come back,
But he's making a lot of
No,
money. in this
it doesn't really
contract.
matter. Like that's more money than he's ever gonna need in his whole life.
And not even like salary. Like how much of it is signing bonus?
I
It's
believe
most
it's
of it.
93%.
It's like
salary
48
bonus,
million
and in the
is-
first year he's getting something like $30 million all in signing
I
bonus.
think it's in the first
I think
20
it's under
months.
$4 million of it is actual like contract.
He's getting
money.
paid league minimum throughout. But I think it's a massive tremor because the only other contract we have to compare to this is Connor McDavid. And Connor McDavid signed for the max amount of years with a ridiculous cap hit. I think that this is a new wave of contracts that's coming into the NHL. I think all of the RFAs will see them sign $5 million
Lower, yeah.
deals
No, I
because
totally agree.
it gives the teams more flexibility. We're seeing the age curve actually go down in NHL players where they hit their peak much sooner, so they're producing much more right out of their ELC. I think it only makes sense to sign guys for 5 years, buy up 1 year of UFA, and then look to reset then.
I think
the biggest
it's-
thing that hampers teams is term.
Yeah, it depends. If a player ages poorly, term is a very bad thing. But when you have a young player like this coming right out of the bat, I think it does hinder teams more signing them to less years. Because theoretically, like, I think he's worth this much money. And if he's worth this much money right now, you sign 8 years at this much money. But he would probably want to ask for more if you were going to get signed for more years. So, yes, he is, like, taking kind of a pay cut because it's less years. But then it sewers the team, or it doesn't sewer the team, but it makes it
More difficult.
more difficult for the team to re-sign him because, yeah, but the cap is going to go up, so it isn't going to be as
and
huge
it's
of
been
a
going up
deal.
steadily every year.
Like
and there's-
3 mil, 4 mil
Yeah.
a year.
And it's going to go up shockingly in the next couple of years, at least. If I think we got a new TV deal coming into the NHL, we got a new team coming into the NHL. I can only imagine that
Quebec?
Hartford, I hope.
I love Hartford, bro.
Those jerseys, so good.
One of the nicest jerseys in
Me
NHL.
and Declan are going.
The nicest jersey.
Yeah, see, I thought so, but Declan thinks Phoenix.
I saw a really
like
nice
the
one
old
today.
Phoenix
I saw a
ones.
really nice one.
Yeah,
today.
No. If you're going to do anything, Atlanta Thrashers.
Oh, buddy.
Damn, those jerseys were fire.
at this point, California Seals.
Oh,
Man,
the
I like
Vancouver
the,
Canucks.
No,
The-
no,
but the
no.
really old
North
gross one.
Dakota.
That one
or,
wasn't awful though.
The North Stars.
Minnesota North
Minnesota
Stars?
North Stars.
That one actually wasn't awful.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's the old Dallas uniform.
Like Hartford, great. Minnesota North Stars, not bad. Canucks, manageable. And then it's like dog awful with like California and the Islanders. It was like really hit or miss that
the
one.
Islanders jerseys
fisherman.
are always great.
My least favorite jersey probably was like old Vancouver, just like
I didn't
Like the
mind that
black one.
Like no, just like the hockey stick. Stupid. Like it was literally a rectangle with a hockey stick through it.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, that was good graphic design. Like I could have made that in grade 9, man, in my graphic design course. Okay, sorry. We got really off topic here. Back to
It's a podcast. That's what these are for. 90-minute tangents about literally nothing. But I mean,
Excuse me, Hartford Whales jerseys are literally nothing. Oh my god.
I bring up though the comparisons, and the only ones out there right now are McDavid and Eichel, and that's just in cap hit. Obviously, Eichel making 10.
what about what's it called?
McDavid making
Tavares?
12 and a half. But it's different. They're not coming right off their ELCs.
Okay. I
And
see
it's
what you mean. I see
yeah,
what you mean.
and Eichel, McDavid, and Matthews, their next contract, it would be understandable if they sign for equal or more. Tavares probably won't be signing for more his next contract.
no, because he's gonna be 30,
He comes off the books
3?
2024, the year after Matthews.
something like that. Yeah.
So Eichel, McDavid, and Matthews, I would say, and
Is it the
possibly
year after Matthews?
It is. I just checked.
Yeah, no, because he has
7.
6 more years.
And
which is
Matthews
5 more years after this. You know that makes
Yeah.
sense.
But I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that we're going to see more contracts like this with the crop of RFAs coming up?
I think
Yeah.
for superstar, for like tier 1 players, yes. But if you're a player that is not
A superstar.
going to be that, you want to take term as much as possible. If you can get 8-7 years, you take that.
No, yeah.
Otherwise,
Depends
then
on
yeah,
your skill level and the way you
yeah.
play.
Like if you know you're going to be like a top 5 player, a top 10 player, then you can afford to.
if you're a James
Yeah.
Van Riemsdyk, you sign for 8 years.
Yes.
For $7 million.
If you're a Ryan DeZingle, you sign for 8 years.
Yeah.
If you are not that, then you are okay. But if you are not going to be the best there is, then you take term.
If you're
Absolutely.
not guaranteed a franchise elite player, similar to the like Crosby, Malkin,
yeah.
or someone on that level, like Mitch Marner, honestly, like if you're not on that level, you don't risk it.
Yeah,
In my opinion.
I think a player I would say is like Barkov would be he's the bottom of that. Like he can afford to go a
should.
little less, but if he goes all term, it's not the end of the world for him. I don't think, but I think that's kind of where I'd put that level. Barkov.
Okay. I think Barkov's underrated in the league.
One of the
for sure.
most.
Yeah, but it doesn't help he's with the Panthers.
Jake Muzzin only makes $4 million. What?
He's been so good,
Man, he only played 2 games, and he already got he tied his career max for points, right?
No, his career 1 game max.
Yeah, that's what I
with
mean,
3.
like career max in a game.
Well, it helps when you're playing with the players he's playing with now.
Well, yeah,
Man,
he
it
wasn't
was with
playing
Gardner on
Smokes.
both times. Like Gardner was on the point
Gardner
2
arrived.
times with him because one of them was on
Was
the
it on
power
the power
play, and
play?
one of them like Gardner just passed it to
Do you think
across, and he one bomb right in that. The other one it was like a ricochet, and then I think the last one was like Riley passed it to him.
No, he doesn't have 3 goals. He scored what?
He scored 1, but then he
one
got 2
and then
assists.
going back to
They
last
were all off clap bombs. Point.
going back to the last
I can
podcast
get back on the clap on.
where you guys were kind of not all on board but not all off board with Gardner. Do you think Muzzin can elevate Gardner enough to keep him around?
On a power play unit, yes, but he doesn't play with him other than that. But it will take stress off Gardner from being that number 2 guy.
And I think that's helped. We haven't heard as much criticism for Gardner. And I mean, man, they're not playing together, yes. And Gardner, as Ian said, the pressure is on him being the number 2 guy.
Not anymore.
But now that he's not anymore, he can be freer. I think I've seen him take more risks in his game, and I think we can appreciate Gardner more now that there's not. I hearken it back to Dion Phaneuf. Like, the guy was a good defender, but he wasn't a number 1 guy.
No. And he was better in Ottawa than he was in Toronto, I would say.
That's because
Still
he wasn't
wasn't worth the contract, I don't think.
Thank you.
But he was good enough that you could play him and expect to win a game if he's on the ice.
Well, yeah, like I would pick him over like a Ron Hainsey any day of the week. He is a better player, but he's just not that number 1 guy that we needed, that we were paying for.
Yeah.
He was just getting overpaid and nothing was happening. So now that we have a guy named Jake Muzzin who's getting underpaid and is that second guy, he could be a first guy on a team until next year. He's only here for 2 years, but we could re-sign him after that. $7 million.
I don't think we'll re-sign Jake
Muzzin.
Muzzin.
I don't think we're gonna have.
But
him. We'll have Liljegren, Sandin, guys coming up from the minors. We got a good pool of guys in the minors, which are good. But I also think that getting that second guy, Jake Gardner, yes, he still plays with Zaitsev, who is an atrocity on the ice, and
Zaitsev or Gardner?
Zaitsev.
Okay,
He's just an atrocity. Like, please, man, Nashville, you want to take him 7th rounder? Go ahead. Like, I'm down.
Like, everyone that I listen to in the media has said that there's a market for Nikita Zaitsev. And who watches this guy? And no offense to Nikita Zaitsev. And is like, oh, I want him on my team.
Hey.
At 4.5,
I would want
players.
him.
Players are viewed through their contract, and at $4.5 million, Zaitsev is just not good enough.
That's fair.
But I don't want to get too bogged down in this. This is a discussion we've had too many times.
That is very fair.
Just to pull it back to the Leafs and to the Matthews deal. Do you guys think this affects the Marner deal? What do you guys make of at least what I saw this morning on Hockey Twitter that Matthews signing means Marner's leaving?
Fuck this agent. Fuck all of these people talking about, oh, you gonna sign him? Man, Babcock, Mitchie, the agent, they're like, chill out. We have time. Stop freaking out about it. It's gonna happen. We're gonna sign him. He wants to be a Leaf. They want him to be a Leaf. We have the cap space. Calm your tits.
That was an Ian rant and a half, eh? You said
I hate it.
You got emotional.
Like, it's so stupid, man. Like, what are we gonna have this conversation every time a new guy has to sign? It's like, what are our guys more important to sign than any other team having free agent like issues?
And not that we can laugh and point a lot as Ottawa and smaller markets, but this kind of comes to the territory of being in Toronto. You get the constant influx of questions. Marner was at
Montreal.
I know, like at the question today, like at his locker, he was asked about contracts almost entirely. Like
Who? Marner?
Fair. It wasn't about the game tonight. It was a game day, and his questions were about a contract.
But I mean, when you have your agent balking in the media,
yeah, he should tell his agent to shut the hell up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Oh my god! And I mean, like, I woke up this morning in a pretty good mood, and then I opened my phone to see all of this stuff that he said. And if you guys didn't see it, I will read you some excerpts from the column in the Toronto Star, done by Dave Feschuk. Darren Ferris is
Dave Feshchuk's the star.
Yeah.
You
Sorry.
said, you said son.
Did I say son? I meant star.
You're
Ferris
the
is.
star to my sun.
Aw.
Or that didn't really make sense. You're the moon to my stars.
That makes less sense.
Or
Just
you're the
go
sun
ahead,
to my
Declan.
moon.
Just stop talking about it.
You're the crescent moon to my
Tidal
almost
wave.
full moon.
Okay, I'm just gonna read this quote now.
please do.
So
Yeah.
the quote is: "So far, they've been trying to lowball Marner." Ferris said, "That's the reason we've come to this point. Nobody else is taking a discount, and now you're asking Marner to take one again. It's nonsense," Ferris said. "Mitch already did them a favor on their entry-level deal."
What
Okay.
What is the entry
Hold
level
on.
deal?
I just want to get this, like, this is
There's
stupid.
just sorry, I'm just before I just want to read you just a little bit more. Mitch will get what Mitch is due, but as far as the Maple Leafs, it's up to them. It's up to them how they value him. If it works out with them, it works out, Ferris said. We'll see at the end of the year what their position is and whether they're motivated to sign Marner or not. It's totally up to them.
Mitch said that he wanted to, that as long as he's here by training camp, doesn't really matter. And no one's really worrying about it right now. Honestly, stop worrying about it. Play the goddamn game. We have a chance to win the cup this year. Don't worry about it until the summer. This is a stupid conversation to be having. Focus on your games. Stop distracting this guy. The media ruins players. I hate it.
How is but how is this one all on the media when it's his agent? Obviously a guy that he pays and a guy that he has some sway over.
It's a given what are the phrases?
It's a give and take.
Give and take. Ferris sees this as an opportunity to use the media for his, I guess, supposed
Leverage.
advantage. But then the media also circulates it and they'll pick up on any single little thing they can,
No,
which
no,
is fair
yeah.
to them as
And
well.
then they're like, oh, is he going to sign? Oh, and then they'd be huge headlines. Marner not coming back to Toronto. It's like,
And we haven't heard moot about an offer sheet for Mikko Rantanen, who, no offense to Mitch Marner,
is better than
is
him.
much better than him. Why aren't teams lining up down the block to offer sheet Mikko Rantanen?
Big,
Because
well,
he doesn't play for the big market team. That's the Leafs, and they don't get media coverage there.
and one issue might be they see Toronto as more of a threat than Colorado. So if they can take out one
key
guy with the
contributor.
other,
Give us 4 first-round picks, man. Like,
I'm down.
I'd let Marner go for 4 first-round picks.
you're not.
No, I would not do that solely because the reason you want a first-round pick is to get a guy like Marner.
And there's no
And
guarantee.
It's probably like a 25% chance with each first-round pick that you're going to get a guy. Unless it's like a 1st to 5th overall, you have like a 25% chance of getting like a star player in your first round. I would say roughly. I don't know.
25%,
right.
I'd say, is a little high. I go like 20%,
Yeah, okay.
15.
Something like that. Okay?
Outside the top 5.
And so like when you get 4 like that, yes, you could hit on all 4, but then you could hit on 0 of them, and then we're down fucking Mitchie.
No, yes, and I agree. But I mean, you look at the teams that are lining up to propose these offer sheets. The ones I've heard: Detroit, Vancouver. Are these teams? These are teams I would want first round
They
picks
can't
from.
afford it. They are not going to do it. It's not going to happen.
No, and I completely agree. I don't think we'll see an offer sheet. I think that it's something that the media barks on about, and it's something that owners have said to the media members that they're gonna do it just to make
They're
Toronto
stirring
sweat.
the pot. They're stirring the goddamn pot.
But I want to read a tweet from Kevin Papetti regarding the Mitch Marner's agent. He said Mitch Marner's agent also represents Josh Anderson and Andreas Athanasiou, both players who held out. They have
and they
have
both
around
signed with the same team, though.
they have around 5 other NHL players as per this website. Quite the holdout to player to playing ratio. Other clients include Taylor Hall, Sam Bennett, Victor Mete, Matt Nieto, Brandon Pierlini, and Tobias Reeder.
Remember we met his mom?
Sam Bennett,
Yeah.
sweet lady.
Or like his parents?
It was his
both?
parents
It was
and his
parents.
agent. Oh, Mitch, we were in the same box as Mitch Marner's agent once.
What?
Yeah, he was sitting in the back. Don't you remember?
Oh, because that was Sam Bennett's agent.
yeah.
That's sick. Yay, buddy. I was in a box you once. Shut up. Stop saying stuff, man. Like,
Just don't
something's
talk.
gonna happen. Just please, like, figure it out with someone. Like, don't talk to the media about it. Talk to the organization.
Can we also appreciate that the quote is they're trying to lowball us, yet they started Willie's deal with $5 million? Both sides are just doing their job.
Like, no shit, you're lowballing. You're highballing, you goddamn idiot. You're not an idiot, but like, that's how negotiations work. You lowball. It's like haggling. It's like, hey, $10. Like, no, $4.
Yeah.
No, $9. No,
Yeah,
$5.
at this point, the agent's also assuming that us, the public, are stupid, expecting Toronto is going to stroll in and say, hey, Mitch, do you want $10 million? Here's $10 million.
What are you going to
Take
walk
it.
into the interview, like into the room being like, okay, we'll give you $6 million, which is less than William Nylander. Then you're like, no. And then they're going to be like, that's fair. But like, we got to start with that.
You gotta
If
start-
You said yes, then I'd be like,
But that
the
also
best
speaks
I'd
to-
be the best fucking GM
That
ever.
also speaks to the broken system that is NHL arbitration.
Yeah.
It is an abysmal mess. You can walk in, and no matter what, the guy will just go halfway. So that the one side can be reasonable, and the other side can just be stupid about it, and then it'll end up favoring the team that was stupid about it. So there is that's part of the issue where they need to fix that. But no, there's no expectation that they're going to come right in and just say, here's what he's worth, and we'll definitely give him that. They have to start somewhere lower.
Yeah, you got to start low.
And I want to read you something that Darren Dreger said this afternoon on TSN 1040. I'm telling you, unless something drastic changes from the Marner camp, they believe he shouldn't get a penny less than Austin Matthew got today from the Maple Leafs.
Okay, buddy. Good luck. You go get Austin Matthew money anywhere else. I doubt it's going to happen. I don't think any organization in this league would pay $11.6 something million a year for 5 years for Mitch Marner. I think that's an outrageous contract for him. Yes, he's great, but he put up the same numbers until this year as William Nylander, who's making $6.9 million a season for 5 years again. Or is it six? Argue that. And Pasternak, $6.666 million a year.
But I mean,
arguably
I think
better
the better,
than Marner.
The better comparable is Nikita Kucherov at 9.5.
Okay, 9.5. Boom.
And then they'll say maybe it's because no taxes, he makes less.
Cooch is so much better.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm trying to see it from Ferris's point of view. I don't like.
Earlier this year, Declan was willing to trade in our fantasy hockey league Nikita Kucherov for Mitch Marner. And I looked at him, I said, that is stupid. And he was like, but like, could work out. And then like, it didn't end up happening.
It could. I tried to take a gamble, and then Cooch got red hot. Producer Seb over there. Seb, do you want to turn the camera so they can see your face? Ian, I think you should get up and you should.
I don't want to ruin the angle.
I'll just tell you, Seb, right now, he's looking not happy.
He's upset.
Pouty face. He is pouty face.
Seb behind the virtual glass.
Kucherov has
I'm gonna get
currently 18 more. No,
Hold on.
18 more points than Marner.
On our Twitter.
Yeah, but it was a complete oversight on my part. I don't claim to be a hockey genius. I took a stab in the dark. I
Thank
thought
God we cleared that up.
I've never claimed to be a genius in any way.
That is untrue.
Yeah, I've heard genius.
Never
come out of your mouth.
seriously.
Declan DeBarp is a genius detective slash.
Declan DeBarp is a great detective slash genius.
It's Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Get woke, Scully.
Okay, but everyone, we need to appreciate that producer Seb is wearing a Big Bang Theory t-shirt.
It's a big band theory.
Oh. That's good, but Big Bang Theory is a trash show.
Also, we need to get producer Seb a camera, eh?
And
Yeah.
a mic.
I think 100%. Make sure you hit us on Twitter at the Real Good Procast if you do want to see that.
I'm going to post that in a minute here.
Yeah. But have we talked about all of the hypotheticals with Mitch Marner? He's not going to make as much as Austin Matthews. Leafs fans should stop freaking out.
If he does make as much as Austin Matthews, I may
Kyle
not be a
Dubas
Leafs
is-
fan.
Like, if he makes as much as as Austin Matthews, Kyle Dubas just isn't doing his job.
All right. Well, just real quick to maybe end on this topic. What do you think? Like, what contract would you sign for Marner if you were Dubas?
Like max?
9.5.
It doesn't have to be max, but what would your contract be? How
Like what would my optimal
year
offer?
year
like,
and length? Yeah,
thinking
length.
about both sides
Nope. Just what do
from
you
Kyle
think?
Dubas.
What do you think they'll agree
Which
on?
side am I being biased towards one side, or am I being completely neutral? What I
Neutral.
think?
Like
Okay.
just basically. Well, what would you sign him as? What would you sign him for?
Man, with the way he's been producing and like how he plays, he's like over 9 for sure. He could hit 10. I don't see it happening, but I'm thinking maybe like 9.75, and I
Max
think
term?
he might like. I would like a max term because then it secures him for longer. But if I'm gonna go both sides, 5-6 years, same thing as Matthews.
I would if I
And-
was sorry, Declan, you go ahead. Then I'll say
You
my
know,
thing.
you make your point because mine's.
I
gonna
would
come
just
in very
say,
similar to Ian.
I would not. I would structure it so that Matthews, Tavares, and Marner are not like
Same
they're
year?
yeah. Put Marner somehow either the year before Matthews or the year after Tavares.
You can't do the year before before Matthews because then he'll still be an RFA.
So
You're not
you
buying
have-
any UFA.
So you have to do them the year after Tavares, I think, so you can structure it.
So
1 year.
7 years coming this offseason.
7 or 8, but
Would you personally overpay to get him to that summer?
overpaying, I would not go. I would go 10.
By
I
the
would
time
not,
that summer happens, though, like if he was on an $11 million deal, it makes sense at that time if he signed
Yes.
it then.
I would go 10. I would not go 10.1.
Yeah, I
don't see
wouldn't
what the
go
difference
over
is
10.
between 10 and 10.
Well, okay, my difference is I wouldn't go past 10.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I think I would side him. Ideally, I think what it'll come down to is like 9.5 for like 6 or 7 years. But
If I
this agent seems like a piece of work, and I think we're headed down
Yeah.
another road that's looking like
And all-
looking like a Nylander
Because
situation.
the media goes so the media gets so crazy about it that the agents try to use it to their advantage
Oh,
to get way more
100%.
money, and then it just goes on forever.
I mean, it's a big thing in soccer right now. Soccer's currently being controlled by the agents, where they're orchestrating all of these transfer deals
You
and
could-
everything like that.
You just bring it back to North America with NBA. That's currently what's happening with
Like,
Anthony
yeah.
Davis. That's
Anthony
exactly
Davis,
what is happening.
The amount of trade offers that have gone in, and they're all public. I have never seen just trade offers on the table everywhere that are like public. They're like their first offer was like Lonzo Ball, Mark Ingram, like all these
It's
like
the opposite.
good players.
It's the opposite of Lou Lamoriello.
It's the opposite of the league.
And
It's
you know,
the opposite of
and you know what
anything.
that does? It creates hype.
Yep.
It makes it interesting. People are in the know, and it keeps things interesting.
But it's so annoying to see it all the time. I like a little bit of it, and I'm like, whoa, that's a cool league. When you like, I follow like all the sports pages as most people do. You see everything 20 times. You see the second thing from their team was like this was their second trade offer, and they're still not. And then they post another. It's like they still haven't responded to the trade offer. It's like thanks, just notify me when something does happen, not when just random things could happen. They're like, where do you think he's gonna go next? And you're like, wait to see. Let him figure it out and then tell me where he goes. I don't care about your top 10 projections.
Yeah, I don't like projections.
Sorry, I'm kind of ranting about how dumb
So you're
media
saying
is
go
becoming.
right
you're,
ahead.
So you're saying you don't like Frank Cervelli's top 50 trade bait board with the Jets' first round pick at number 5 right now?
Oh, buddy. What is it? Artemi Panarin, number 1?
It's either him or Stone.
But
What about Bobrovsky?
Bobrovsky, who is in talks to go to Florida.
No, that's
Yeah.
now unlikely.
Is
Really?
it?
I got on there about an hour ago. It's now considered not likely.
Okay.
Damn. What, but then, like, where would have Reimer or Lou gone?
I mean, that's the problem in Florida, but I
Could
don't
you
want to get onto it.
could you still see Bobrovsky going to Calgary? Or is Calgary
I don't
for
think-
sure
I don't
good with
think-
their
I
goaltending?
don't
Mike
think
Smith.
he's going to Calgary.
David Riddick. That's the man in Calgary.
Yeah, I know
I
they're
could
there
s-
now, but like, will they? Do you think they have enough faith in them for a playoff run?
Trash, no.
I don't think, but you'd have to give up someone major to get Bobrovsky.
Yeah, no shit.
And I
Goudreau.
like if I'm the Flame,
1 for 1, Goudreau
One
for,
for one, Goud-
Bobrovsky. Would you do it?
No.
On which side?
Nope. On
Let's say like
Calgary's.
Bobrovsky signs with Calgary long
No.
term after.
nope.
Okay,
No.
yeah.
Bobrovsky's too inconsistent.
That's trash.
And-
That's
Either
fact.
he'll win you the Vezina, or you're not even gonna make.
Yeah,
the
but
playoffs.
he'll win you the Vesna, and then you won't do anything.
Can you pass me my gum? Sorry.
And also, just one thing before we move on.
You have like 2 pieces left.
You always need goaltending to win a cup. Name the last team to win that did not have a certifiable number 1 forward, like top 10 player in the league.
Like I would say L.A., but like Anze Kopitar at the time was.
Yeah, at the time, Kopitar, and plus they had Doughty, who should have won Norris then.
Yeah, but you said forward.
Yeah, So that's you have to go back to 2011, and then even then he was really good.
The Boston
And-
Bruins.
Okay,
That's
2000.
not Bergeron.
Sorry,
Sorry, not
and
2011.
Marchand.
That's 2011.
Yeah, so
2012 was the
2012
Kings.
Yeah, so 20. You have to
You
go back
have to go back to 2008.
Was that
No.
No, Zeta Bergen
Zeta
Datsuk.
Datsuk.
Ducks. Carolina. You go back to Carolina. Then 2006 is the last time a team won without a certifiable,
that roster?
amazing team.
Man, I swear that
Nope, that's
when they were on that team, like that 05-06 Carolina team had number ones though. Like they had Eric Stahl, did they not? I'm looking at their team right now. No, they had Eric Stahl.
Eric Stahl was a certified number 1 back then.
Matt
Rod
Cullen.
Brindamore? Did you just skip over Rod Brindamore?
Yeah, I did.
But that was on his tail end of the career, though, right?
Yeah,
That was like his.
that was like the very like.
That was like that would be like Zetterberg now kind of thing.
That was the playoff series that got me into hockey. I
And
was a
Cam
major
Ward
Oilers
was
fan growing
sick.
up.
To be
that
fair,
year.
I think that was the playoff series that got our age group into hockey because the year before was a lockout.
Fair. That's what I remember though. My dad woke me up. My dad, massive Oilers fan, has a rookie Wayne Gretzky jersey.
Eric
It's
Stahl had
made-
100 points that year. Sorry.
It's
So,
made
yeah.
of wool.
Well, also 100 points back then was less impressive than now, but still. So that was the last time. Also, do you think Kucherov will get over 100?
Yes.
How many points is he at
He's on
now?
pace
Did he just
to,
get
like-
80?
He's at 81.
And what? We're 50 games in.
Yeah, we're at
55.
the point now where the standings have games remaining, not games played.
100%.
Well-
But like I mean,
So you need Goudreau. You need a Goudreau type player. You need that guy. You can't.
Yeah, I know.
You can't give
but
him
in
up.
the same vein, go back and look at them. When was the last time a team didn't have a goalie?
Yeah, exactly. Like
But-
David Riddick's not that goalie. Like Bobrovsky's that goalie. Like theoretically could be that goalie. I don't see David Riddick being
Braden
that goalie.
Holtby, Murray,
Fleury.
Murray and Fleury on the
Even
same
Cam
team.
Ward, Jonathan
Cam Ward,
Quick.
Johnny Quick, who's Tim
Tuukka
Thomas.
Rask.
You can argue Tim Thomas, but he emerged into a superstar that year.
Yeah.
Who was the goalie in 2008 for
And
Detroit?
which-
Jimmy Howard?
No.
Oh,
Who
that
was
what's
it?
his name?
Not Hasek, was it?
No.
Was it not?
Was it?
I think it was.
Oh wait, Detroit team.
Oh wait, Detroit team.
And
then,
but yeah, so you could argue with same thing with the guys in Boston that this could be the time for Calgary
Hasek.
guys.
can we just argue that you need a good team to win the Stanley Cup?
Yeah.
Hasek and
But
Howard.
what I'm saying is that and you can't give.
Chris Osgood.
And what I'm
that
saying
guy.
is you cannot give up a guaranteed number one thing because then you're not going to have a number one thing when he's gone.
No, I agree. And
So-
I mean, if I am Jarmo Kekalainen, I am calling Calgary scene if they want that because a guy like Johnny Gaudreau would slot in perfectly to replace Artemi Panarin. That's a great name to
So
bring
now
up.
you're on the Panarin.
No, I think it's good for Columbus. I don't think it's good for Calgary.
So
and
do
I
you-
would say no if I'm
For
Calgary.
Panarin?
No, Gaudreau for Bobrovsky.
Oh, what? Yeah.
because
Like I wouldn't do it. Like I know I brought it up, but like I think that's.
I
stupid
wouldn't
as
do
hell
it from
for
Calgary's
Calgary.
point of view, but I think for Columbus it makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely, if you're Columbus, you do that.
I
Now,
think
are
everyone
you?
agrees with this.
Last week, I was the only person here who thought Panarin would be traded.
I don't think he'll be traded. I think they're going for it.
I hope they go for it, but it's looking.
However,
it's looking more and more like
if one gets traded, I think the other then has to
if
get traded.
one gets traded, they're trading both of them.
And I think right away, if once the first one gets traded, that diminishes what you're going to get back for the second one,
Yeah.
unless you already have it lined up.
And who do you trade first? Or do you wait until they're both done and launch them at the same time?
You almost have to do it at the same time, I think. Or you have to do it the same day.
I wouldn't.
Would you
yeah,
trade Panarin or Bobrovsky first? Getting back on.
I wouldn't say either first. I would confirm with two different teams to confirm deals before anyone announced anything, so it wouldn't leak out.
I would say, unless a team's desperate for a goalie, you're going to get more back for Panarin.
Okay.
So
I
you would trade
definitely
him
agree with you.
first.
I agree.
Your team has to be like amazing with a shaky goalie or a goalie like say Anderson gets injured. Would you give up?
No, I wouldn't.
Not gonna.
Would you give
sorry.
up someone outside of the top 5? Would you give up 3 assets outside your top 5?
I wouldn't make a trade.
three assets outside your top 5?
Outside Riley, Matthews, Marner, Tavares, Nylander. You have to give up the next 3 best for Bobrovsky.
So what?
No.
Janssen, Kadri,
Kapanen.
I wouldn't. That's not enough to get Sergei Bobrovsky. We don't have a first-round pick this year.
yeah,
I wouldn't make a move. The Leafs.
fair. Yeah. The first round pick, you guys are kind of done shopping big time. I would say. without
I don't
without
think we'll
giving
make
up
a major move.
No, without giving up major assets, which you're not going to. You
Like,
guys
we
are
could trade
pretty-
Zaitsev. We could trade.
Well, that's not really a major asset.
Yeah, that's also not a major move.
Let's be honest here.
That is a $4.5 million contract.
No, in terms of
though.
dollars and cents,
Yeah,
it is,
and
but
when
in terms of where
and
he
when we
slots
trade
into
Bobby
the lineup,
Ryan, it's considered a big thing because we're going to get rid of cap space, not because he's a good player.
Hey, Bobby Ryan's lit, bro. He didn't make that American team because he was
This,
too stupid.
you know what the sad part is? If Duchesne and Stone are both gone, we may have to keep Ryan purely to make sure we get to the salary
floor. What's
That's
the
a
quote on
sad
Bobby
thing.
Ryan? Where it's like he's too he can't he's
No, he can't spell his own name or something.
no, he can't spell dedication.
Yeah.
Is that
something
what
like
it is?
Can we move on from here?
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
sorry.
just wanted to ask one question.
Sorry, we're making fun of.
Marshall,
God
Marshall,
damn it.
Marshall and I were having this conversation on the bus. Do you think it's a coincidence that Austin Matthews signed?
What do you mean
Like,
coincidence?
Do you think it's a coincidence he signed when he did 3 weeks out from the trade deadline?
Like it seems
And
like
that
a
and
weird
that the
time to
Marner
sign. I
and that
don't
the
know.
Marner conversation is starting to heat up too.
Like, it just
Because
seems
it's a
like
trade deadline
It
and
just
people
seems
wanna
like a
trade.
weird time to announce a signing when you have trade deadline 3 weeks out.
It's the WWE, bro. It's because they're trying to take media attention away from something else, probably.
But the moment
maybe
you,
they're trying to make trades.
if they wanted media attention away from Marner, they would have kept Matthews not signed.
No. If you want to take attention away from another trade you're trying to make, you sign a big contract.
I don't think they signed it for the Leafs. I think they signed it to put other teams under pressure, actually.
That works.
I think that
Yeah.
you set a precedent by signing Matthews this early, and that other teams need to are like, oh,
sign
we're
their guys or
going
trade them.
we're gonna have to pay a little bit more than we expected for Mikko Rantanen. We're gonna have to spend a little bit more to keep a Braden Point. So you just put. So I think you put the pressure on the other teams by signing
Yeah,
a
we
guy
should
this
offer
early.
sheet Braden Point.
We can't. We don't have a first round pick.
Oh yeah, you. Oh god damn it, Kyle Dubas.
Actually-
That was the wrong play.
Would it be this year's first round pick we need to give up or next year's? It would be next year's. So we could do it. You offer Braden Point $10 million.
And then get
Give-
rid of Matthews.
Give 4 first round picks.
Get rid of all of our good players because we can't afford them anymore.
Just say screw defense.
Braden Point is underrated.
He's
Yeah.
still not the best player on his team.
Yeah, but you could say that about Mitch Marner.
Yeah, but no one says Mitch Marner is underrated.
It's true.
Man, we've only talked Leafs on this podcast.
What did I say when we were on the bus? What
We're
did
gonna
I tell
spend
you?
30 minutes on Leafs.
It's now been 35.
Do you guys want to move along, or do you guys have anything else to say? Do you want to talk about the horrible Anaheim Ducks, which still connects to the Leafs?
Everything connects to the Leafs, but sure.
Yeah, I know. Center of
Because
the
we're
universe.
center of the hockey universe at least. I hurt my hands if you're watching video. It was my roommate's fault.
Frickin' Mo.
Thanks.
Okay.
It was a good night.
Okay, the Ducks have lost 16 of 18. In that stretch, they've been outscored 68
Aren't they on a 4-game
to
skid right now?
31.
They're negative 44.
Their last 2 outings, 9-3 to the Jets, 6-1 to the Leafs.
No, now they're negative 47 actually because they lost to the Habs last night and they were negative 44.
Yeah, they're bad.
And yet they're still
Yet-
not lost.
And they're 3 points out of a playoff spot.
It's because the Pacific is dog trash.
Yeah, that is absolutely true.
Dog
Does
trash.
Randy Carlyle have a job next year?
If they make the playoffs, yeah, but
How is this team going to make the playoffs?
because they're only 3 points out,
Oh my
anything can happen.
No, but they're still second last in their in their
Conference, which is amazing that they're
3 points out of the playoffs.
well. That's because currently the current playoffs team,
Vancouver.
Vancouver, 24, 24, and 6.
Oh, the West is so bad.
Meanwhile, in the East, the last playoff team is
29, 20, and 3.
Yeah. Like you would have to go to yeah, like that. There's Ottawa. There's a significant drop off with Ottawa, and then New Jersey and Detroit.
They're where the New York Rangers are, and their last playoff teams where the New York Rangers are. The New York Rangers are the 4th team out of the playoffs in the East.
Yeah, no, it's the West is pathetic.
The West is complete garbage this year, except for like Winnipeg and Nashville and Calgary and San Jose. Like Vegas is good, Dallas is okay, but like other than those 4 main teams, they are dog shit. Like the Eastern Conference, Pittsburgh, they had a rough start to the season, but like if you play them in the playoffs, that's a tough team to get through. Same with Washington. The Islanders, I don't really know. Yes, they're in first place in their division, They're probably going to be a tough playoff matchup, and they look good right now, but
I
you never know. They're probably going
I
to
don't
fall
ever.
off.
They're
I
a
don't.
team with hot goal scoring and a great goalie.
This is a weird thing to say. Maybe just a little bias. I don't trust any team other than Pittsburgh in the Metropolitan Division. Come
What about
playoff
Washington?
time,
They won the cup.
freaking finally. But
After-
before,
after how many years?
like it,
How many years did they won the President's Trophy, though? Like,
exactly. That's my point. That they come playoff time. I only trust Pittsburgh in the Metropolitan.
yeah, but how many cups does let's say, okay, who do you trust in the Eastern Conference right now? Like Atlantic
More
Division?
so, I Tampa.
Okay. When was the last time they won a cup?
Back to 2000 and.
That's what I fucking thought. That's what I thought.
Okay, so
That's what I thought.
So Washington wins once, and all of a sudden they're just there.
Yeah, but
no,
Tampa doesn't even win, and they're there.
they have a
Yeah,
different
they have
team.
a different team. Yeah, they have the number one guy, a great goalie,
Okay,
and a great team around him.
okay, exactly. You just said they're great.
Yeah, just like Washington.
Okay, so okay, if I included Washington, would this argument be over then?
Yes. That's
Okay, there are two teams in the Metropolitan I trust, and I trust Tampa. Toronto, they're new enough that you can't not trust them. Montreal, it's almost like that wildcard team's like, why not? Boston is they've won late enough, but I don't really trust them. Buffalo, I could see being if they get in.
Wild
Buffalo's
card.
not going to make it, even though they won 10 straight earlier this year. They're
Isn't
not
it
going.
more than that.
They're
Isn't it
only
like
they're only
12?
3 points out.
They're not going to make it. They're falling. Prediction.
Prediction.
Okay.
Prediction. Seb
Okay.
Cam.
Okay. So you think that every team that is in the playoffs right now in the East, that's who's in right now. But you think Buffalo's out, Carolina's out.
I think Buffalo might squeeze in someone like New York or might fall out.
I
or
think
Montreal.
I think it's basically set, man. I think
Okay.
how it is now is
That's
going to be
fair.
how it ends. I don't think New York, the Islanders will finish in first.
What about
but,
Western Conference or that just
That's
Eastern
a
Conference?
cluster.
That's just Eastern
Holy.
Conference. I don't want to make bets on the West.
Western
Yeah.
Conference can be fucking wazoo. It's literally the stock market. Like woo 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 woo. Like when Matthew McConaughey explains the stock market in Wolf of Wall
Fozzie,
Street.
it's Woozy, it's a
Ian
fairy
Blumenthal,
dust.
business student here
Fairy
at
dust.
Carleton University, just accurately described.
The Western Conference.
No. The stock market.
What the?
It's a
What the
Wazzy, it's a
what?
Woozy, it's a fairy dust.
It's a great movie.
Guys
you ever heard
talk-
Fugazi? Fugazi, it's a Wazzy, Woozy, it's a fairy dust.
Guys talking about
You know what? You remember when Boston did that? Boston made that their thing the year that movie came out. Every time they scored, they pumped their chest.
That's sick.
every time. And,
I don't
and
remember
teams
that.
got pissed off because they did it once when they're up like 6-0 or
Oh,
something.
that's trash.
And it's like they said we don't care because it was like Nathan Horn that said that. So it's like not Nathan Horn, Milan Lucic said that.
Oh.
But no one really cares what Milan Lucic says anyway.
Yeah, he's trash now. Well, no, whoa. At the beginning of the year, he was like, what, 3 goals in like 3 games or some shit?
Okay, Shirelli.
okay, Pete.
He's so good now. He's on his bounce back time.
Why don't,
Edmonton's definitely going to regret firing Shirelli.
I think Edmonton is currently regretting hiring Ken Hitchcock. They allowed 5 unanswered yesterday against Chicago Blackhawks to lose 2-1. That is the 3rd straight third period lead they've coughed up, and they've allowed 42 third period goals since Ken Hitchcock joined the team, second most in the entire NHL.
I wonder if Connor McDavid's looking at Austin Matthews' contract right now and thinking, man, maybe I should just sign for 5 years.
I think he's thinking, man, how do I get out of here? Please, come on, guys.
Now they don't have Shirelli, so they won't trade him.
That is probably true.
He's probably pissed. He was like, damn, Shirley I can't get traded
Yeah,
now.
it's like almost out. I was almost out.
I was almost there.
made it. Like, I was this close to convincing him to get me traded.
But man, what a trooper that guy has been. He hasn't said anything in the media.
Remember when he got drafted and
he
like
was
on the
so
screen,
visibly
and he was
upset.
like, I hate Edmonton.
Like,
when they
don't
like
cry,
won
don't
the
cry.
first overall pick, and he went, I can't do it.
Imagine if he was in Buffalo right now.
Imagine if he was in Toronto right now.
Oh.
Okay, we can play this game if you want. Imagine if he was in Columbus right now.
Hey,
Sorry.
3rd round pick belonged to Arizona. Show some respect.
I don't get it.
He just said Columbus. We were going down the draft ranking. Anyways.
Oh.
No, you
Okay.
weren't, because Toronto wasn't next.
Shut
it was
up.
Buffalo.
Yeah, what are you talking?
No, he said you said Buffalo.
No, I didn't.
Anyways, do you want to move on to trivia, or should we do Babs block?
It's up to Babs if we want to do Babs.
Is Babs here yet? Oh, there he is.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bab's Block. I'm back from last week.
How was the drive?
It was real icy, actually. Got warm yesterday here, and then it cooled down, apparently. So, like, the drive-in was kind of scary. I almost skid out a couple times. But then we made some real good turns, and it turned out good.
That's good, buddy. I'm glad, Mike. So I see that you and Mark Masters have got into it. I really appreciate that you bought him some shoe shine. What a good guy.
Well, actually, he didn't take the money that I offered him, but he came back and he showed some real intuition when he shined his shoes finally, and then it was a good. He showed to be a real good player right here, and he came back, put his whole effort on the interview block thing, and it all worked out.
I building off that, how much of a fashion guy do you consider yourself to be?
I'm about Gucci and Louis, baby. Give me that Gucci belt, baby.
As a good SAS guy, how was finding Gucci and Versace out there?
It's real hard. That's why I came to Toronto.
Is that
They
okay?
got Eaton Center. They got Yorkdale. They got the fashion right there. Now rich section of Yorkdale with the whole Renfrew and everything.
Would you appreciate if they expanded into Paris just to help your fashion sense?
Yeah.
All right, and just a final question: when can we see the Babcock Matthews magazine cover? Because I really want to see that.
Well, actually, I'm not supposed to talk about it, but we're in the works right now with a new GQ line next year. We got some real good coats to try on, and Maddie's been looking fire in his coat, so I hope I look fire in my coats, and when we're on the cover together back to back looking fire, it'll be a good time.
Well, Mike, I appreciate you joining us so late on game day. It is 6:40 just right now, and you guys got a big game tonight, so I just thank you for joining us.
Thanks, boys. Ow. Why? My hands hurt.
Yeah, there we go. Man, that was
Cut
cool.
open.
That was cool. He was here again.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
back to
You
back.
missed him again, Ian.
Wait, what? Who did I miss?
Mike Babcock.
What? No, not again. Aw, damn. You gotta tell me he's coming.
Next time. I promise I will next time.
Didn't I?
You
Was
guys
it
are
not?
trash. You guys don't tell me anything, and then I'm out.
Well, you were here earlier in the show, and then you took off, and then Bab showed up.
I had to pee.
Ian.
My bad. Sorry, coach.
Maybe you can make it up to us by being Declan in trivia.
No.
Okay, I'm down. Let's go.
Let's go.
I told Ian, I don't know why I didn't even write a fifth question. I'll be straight honest. I only wrote 4. I expected to be got in the first 2.
Cool. No doubt.
First
You
question.
Shut the fuck up.
He was born in Winnipeg while one of his parents was a member of the Jets organization.
Mark Scheifele.
No.
Give me a minute.
Well, I'm going to give you 10 seconds.
Oh, no. Oh, I think I fucked up. I think I know who it is.
Well, let's see
I
if
have no
Declan gets
clue.
it wrong, and then I'll ask the second question, and then you have to answer before Declan does. Second, I guess,
We
hint.
should get buzzers.
He is a type 1 diabetic. And
Is it Max
wears-
Domi?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
All right.
Ty played for Winnipeg?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah. I don't know when, but he played for Winnipeg.
roll.
The other two kints would have been a member of 2015 World Junior team and was named best forward, and his favorite team as a kid was the Leafs because his father played for them. By then, you would have got it.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But, yeah, type 1 diabetic and wears 16 because Bobby Clark is also type 1 diabetic. Good guy, Max Domi.
Guys, I'm on a roll.
Is he?
I like to think
Sucker
so.
punched the guy in the preseason.
I mean, so did John Scott, but we all love him now.
But John Scott is not Max Domi.
Yeah, John Scott's a goon. That's what he's paid to do.
Wow.
Or was paid to do, sorry.
Yeah, kind of blackballed him there.
What?
Like he was like sent down now, and then he had to retire.
Did you?
Yeah, we fucked him over. He went to the All-Star game and then never played again.
No, he
Horrible
played
NHL.
he played one game again. Yeah, screw
Did
the
you
screw the
hear? Did
NHL.
you hear the story? Podcast did it about him. Radio Lab. They did a whole thing about John Scott. Somebody from the league had apparently called him and asked him, "Do you think your kids will be proud?"
You didn't hear about that before the Radio Lab?
No, that was the
Wow.
first time I heard about it.
Oh wow, no, it was crazy what they did with John Scott. It was it was awful. So I'm hoping the movie about him is, not awful.
Who would you get to play John Scott? Last question of the day.
Sean William Scott.
I mean, yeah, he was already in Goon,
Yeah, he
but
was in
that's
Goon,
a,
like, it
that's,
worked
a, but
so
that's a,
perfect.
but that's a good answer. Apparently, he had to learn to skate, and like the first scenes they filmed of him skating was because he was that bad.
That's actually so funny. I did not know that.
What a great movie.
It was so funny.
Jay Baruchel, great Canadian.
Jay Baruchel, great Canadian. How to Train Your Dragon.
I knew what his dick was a Christmas light.
Jay Baruchel in How to Train Your Dragon 3 coming to theaters near you.
Why do you
anytime
sponsor
soon.
things? We don't have sponsors.
Not yet, not that
Not
attitude.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't use it. Don't do a. Are we faking sponsorships?
Well, I'm showing how great I can be at doing some sponsorship. Guys, send the check.
Just it's already written. They might as well just mail it now.
Like, I want to go see the movie too, but like,
Okay.
like, we don't have to advertise it without getting paid. Like, we could ask them to pay us, and then we'll advertise.
Should
it.
we just send the episodes to
DreamWorks?
to DreamWorks? On Audible for last week.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
This was,
why don't we call this a show? It's been a good one,
It
boys.
was a show, yeah.
It was definitely
It was
a show.
A show.
We
Yes.
definitely performed a full 60.
Hey, okay.
Pucks
Thanks
deep.
for listening, everybody.
Pucks deep.
Fuck you, Seb.
Full 60. Pucks deep, boys.
A full 60 pucks deep.
See you next week.
Follow your hosts on Twitter at DeBart14, at Ian_Blumenthal, and at Marshall Healy. Don't forget to follow the podcast at Real Good Procast.